Today, I'm going to be flipping through and reviewing a new to me planner brand, so stay tuned. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. For those of you that are new, welcome. Thank you so much for stopping by. My name is Tracy and I am a girl with plans. I want to thank you all for pressing that play button today because I am going to be sharing with you some products from a company that I am not familiar with, but I perused their website and I was impressed. So these were sent to me free of charge. The company reached out to me to see if I wanted to try their products. They told me to check out the website, let them know what I was interested in. So I did pick items that you'll see are very closely related to the things I plan and track. But their website is like, wow, they have so many products. For being a smaller company, I was surprised how much they actually had and how many products they had for specific uses. You'll see what I'm talking about in a minute, but I highly recommend checking it out. I believe if you were trying to compare price points, I would say they are like middle of the road as far as price points, more in line with the Happy Planner or the Erin Condren's that's in your Joann or Target, but they are not like the high end like Erin Condren from the Erin Condren website or things like that. So they are very economical as far as planners and notebooks go. So before I actually get into this, let's show what came in my package. I will say I'm not sure if all the products are shipped like this, but it did just come in one of those yellow envelopes. And it did have bubble wrap on it, as you had saw. But yeah, that was a little concerning. I mean, I was fine with it. But I don't know if it ships differently, and it might have been shipped a little bit more economical because I didn't pay for shipping. But yeah, that was the only cause for concern. And I'll show you, it looks like there's some coil marks on one of my planner covers that might have been due to that, but we'll get to that in a minute. So here's a journaling card. This is Believe in Yourself on this side, and then on this side there is information about the company. So it is a female founded company, and there we go. It looks like they do a lot of giving back to the community and things like that. There's a QR code where you can find them on social media and all kinds of other things. So there we go. And then we got this cute little journaling card that will actually be pretty well in my little planner covers. It says, I hope you feel beautiful today because you are. How cute is that? I need to put that over here so I remember to use it. And then we got this sticker sheet that is all ready for September. So these look like little mini vinyl stickers. Those can be fun. I'm not sure that they'll fit in any of the things that I'm going to be using, but they definitely look like just your basic. You can use them pretty much anywhere. So anything free, yay. All right. So first thing, we're going to go through the small one first, not the big one. We're going to leave that one for the end. So this, I think, is like an A5 size. Notes, goals, and to-dos. Let me do a frame check. I would hate to flip through it and then realize I'm not in frame. All right, so these coils are pretty heavy. So these feel like really good coils. I don't know much about coils. I use a coil bound go-getter girl. That's my only experience with coil planners. But these feel nice. Now I will say this cover is heavier. It's plastic, but it's heavier than the Happy Planner. I mean, not a lot heavier, but it's definitely heavier than the Happy Planner, which I believe is a plus, especially when it's coil and you can't remove it if it gets damaged. So, and because like I said, it was shipped in that packaging, this cover is not damaged at all. Here's the back one. And then the inside has a little green with white polka dots. Okay, so Bloom today's to-dos. And then you can create a mission statement and your name page. And then here is a little bit of information about the company. They definitely take pride in some of the achievements they have made. Oh, it actually tells me something about this planner. So it says that this is 186 daily pages, which is more than enough for 6 months. So there are no tabs in here, and I actually prefer that because my thought process for getting this is I don't really like to take my regular everyday planners outside of my house. So like if I'm going away for the weekend, if I'm going away for the week, if I am going into the office, I really don't want to take my planner. I have a work planner now, or like a work notebook, more or less. So like I can use that to jot down certain things. I don't need to take my planner, but these are other things that I might want to keep track of when I'm outside of my home, especially if I'm going away for more than a day. And this could be something really cool to take. Now these have perforated pages. So right here, you can actually tear them out, or you can tear from the coil. But that's a kind of like little added bonus. And as you can see, it says today's date, a place for important times. So you can write appointments and things like that here. You have your meals, snacks, and water right here. Exercise, self-care, a grateful section. I don't know why I started on this side. Your 3 top priorities, to-do list, and notes and ideas. Now this paper, I think it's not super slick. I kind of like the way it feels. I can't really say. It doesn't feel quite like Happy Planner paper. And it doesn't feel as like gritty as Erin Condren paper. Let me see. Yeah, like Happy Planner paper feels a little slick. This doesn't feel as slick. Just in case that means anything to you. It's kind of hard to explain. But you can see, like, sometimes you can see some of the red through it, but I do have like tons of lights on it. So all the pages are identical. So we're just going to flip through the back. And you have a folder. Now, I didn't realize we had a folder until I was opening up the back and saw it, and then I saw the folder. So I wasn't expecting a folder, but that's a nice feature, especially in a coil system when you can't really add much to it. It is nice to have a folder in there. So let's do a pen test. Let me grab, let's grab do I have an 07 here? Okay, I have an 07. Ooh, that one I haven't used yet. Let's see if there's an 07 that I've used. Okay, so we're going to try an 07 gel pen, and it's just top priorities. We'll say grocery, shop. Let's grab, let's do a real test. How about we do a zebra click art in black? We'll say rest. Now this is going to go through, but I think it gives you a good idea of how much it goes through. And then I'll do one and I'll highlight it. So grocery shop, rest, and then we'll say workout. Whoops. All right. And then I'm going to take this brush pen and just kind of go over grocery shopping. So that way we can kind of get an idea of what goes through and what does not. Okay. So here we go. So definitely the black click art bled through. We knew it was. It would in Happy Planner. I mean, it doesn't in some of like your Archer and Olives. It will not do that, but that's like top of the line paper. But everything else did pretty good. Like I can see, I do write a little heavy, so you can see some like you can see it a little bit, but not enough that it would bother you. It's just don't be using any fine liners in like really dark colors. But I just wanted to show you guys so you can see how much it bled through. I mean, still usable. It's not like gonna ruin the whole section up here if you wrote in it. But you probably wouldn't be using that to write in anyway. So yeah, I like this. I think this is super cute. That's why I picked it out, because I feel like this could be super helpful and a nice companion to the planners I already have, with it being undated, with it being just basic notes pages. I mean, I can use this anytime. And I don't remember, I've been chatting for a little bit about this. So this retails, or it had been, 20 bucks, but it is currently on sale, at least at the time of me filming this video, for less than $10. So definitely, if you're interested in something like this, head to the website. But with me seeing that they're currently on sale, which means they usually have some pretty decent sale prices. Okay, here is the main product to show you. So this is You Are Braver Than You Believe, Stronger Than You Feel, Smarter Than You Think, and Loved More Than You Know. This is a chronic illness planner. So this one is $27.95. This was the one where the coils of this, I believe because of how it was shipped in the envelope, like something probably was laid on top of the envelope, which pressed the coils into this cover. This is like a chipboard cover, so it definitely has the marks from that coil all here and here. I don't really care. However, if I paid $28 for it, I may be a little bit more annoyed with that, but this is going to be more of a functional planner, so I don't really know. In the end, I would probably be damaging the cover anyway, just for repetitive use. Okay, so I'm not going to pen test this paper because it feels pretty much the exact same. So again, this is the Chronic Illness Planner. So as I mentioned, this planner, this company has several types of planners and notebooks and trackers on their website. This one, when I saw it, I was like, because I said chronic illness, I wasn't sure, but you're going to see this pretty much tracks almost everything that I currently track. All right, I keep having to do a camera check because I'm excited about this one. All right, so here we go. So here's your welcome page. And this over here is talking about the chronic illness and how they plan, why they created this planner. This is just general kind of advice or tips for being your own advocate when dealing with medical issues. So it's a lot of to-dos here. This is general to-dos, good information. So this is where you can jot down some helpful resources, or if you find that you're not going to use it that way, you can always put box covers, or this is your opportunity to use stickers, and probably a notebook or a tracker that you might not be using as many stickers in. So this is the opportunity to do it. You can decorate this whole page. You can change things around. So then you have 6 blocks to put whatever you want on it, or hey, it's a coil bound, you can just do whoop and take it out. Okay, and then we have a letter to myself. I really do like these. They have this in my Go Getter Girl planner, and I use it, and I really do like it. All right, and then, this is interesting, things not to do. We often think in terms of to-do lists, but what about your not to-do list? What should you stop doing to reserve your energy? So this is definitely brainstorming, kind of looking at different things about what you can change to make yourself feel better. And that isn't just physically, but mentally feel better. So this is super cool. Look, y'all, a mood tracker. An at a glance, year in pixels type mood tracker. This is super cool. And then up here is where you can put your moods, and then you can put the color code, or if you don't really want to worry about color coding, you can do an X for sad, exclamation point for excited. You can do codes or anything, or you can do a squiggly line for this, a line up and down for that, a line side to side. So you can kind of figure out the easiest way for you to do it. I think if I were to do this, I'd be like, oh yes, I am going to color code it. And then I would never do it. So I think the best way for me to do it would be what I just said, doing a horizontal line for one mood, a vertical line for another one, a squiggly line, a diagonal line, a plus sign, or something like that for the 4 types. So that way I don't have to have my markers with me or any with me to get that done. Okay, and then here is some more kind of reflections. What brings you joy? Some reasons why you love yourself. And I feel best when. So this is definitely looking inward. Something that sometimes we don't do enough of, right? All right, so this is a 12-month planner, as you can see from the tabs. Obviously, this is undated, so you can start it anytime. But with the coil, I guess most of us would probably want to start it in January, but if you're fine, you can start I can just start it right now. I can start it probably, let's say we start it in September, and then just when I get to the end, then start over in January. But you have your top 5 goals, your visions. Oh, medical summary, so you can write all your insurance information. Oh, this is really cool. Medication overview. So this stuff is really, really cool. Obviously to keep for your information, but for doctor's appointments, taking this with you to the doctor, I need to look to see if they have any smaller versions of this or not too, because that would also be helpful. Obviously, you wouldn't have as much room, but it would be smaller and more easier to transport in a purse. I'm not sure that they do that. And then a medical expense tracker. I have a flex spending tracker. So this could be this similar thing. I could just change out those to make it work, because I pay everything with my flex spending account. So it's pretty much the same thing. Food sensitivity tracker. Definitely good to do. I know I have some food sensitivities. I know what some are. Some I do not know what they are. So family medical history, lab test results. Yes, yes, yes. Definitely like that. I kind of would have liked more pages. My doctor will literally, when I run, like, go to the lab, sometimes they're like taking like 6 and 7 vials of blood because of how many tests she runs. So like literally one round of tests will take up all of this. But what you could do is like write the test and the results, but write one and then have enough room for two. So you just write half. So like this would fill up the whole box, but then you might write just half the box. So that way you can kind of compare for like if you do every 6 months, which is what my doctor does. So I can have my lab results for the first half of the year and then the middle of the year and kind of see them in the same row. So medical contacts, so it's like your doctors and stuff like that. Appointment logs. This is really, really cool. Especially if you do have a lot of doctor's appointments, because you can like look back at when you started a new prescription, what was discussed at that appointment. Because that stuff is going to be kind of hard to remember. Like 6 months down the line, 7 months down the line. So we have a few of those. And then yearly medical overview. So this is just a 12 blocks, and that's what they are recommending you use it for. But as with any planner, you can make do with whatever you want. All right, and then we have 4 note pages here. And then we're getting ready to start with the actual tabbed monthly sections. So last year in review. So this is basically rating these things on a scale of 1 to 10 about how last year went. So average sleep hours, that would be probably kind of hard unless you were already tracking that. So that might be something, if you weren't previously tracking that, you might want to just white that out and be like general sleep quality would be a good one if it wasn't something that you were tracking. Like average water intake, you could always like change these things to kind of say like, because if you weren't tracking it before, it's going to be kind of hard to like do like averages. So just kind of giving yourself a number on a scale of 1 to 10 about like how that was overall for the last year. So triggers, setbacks, helpers and wins, and reflections. So that's the year in review. And then here is, so they don't have dividers. This is your divider. So right here, it's like basically planning for the month ahead. We have a goals section, a currently prompt, so feeling, reading, learning, and appreciating, and then a monthly checklist. And then we have our undated monthly calendar for January. This is pretty basic. Your weekends are shaded. But like I said, for this type of planner, I don't know that I would get decorative with it. So those are probably not as important. And then here we go. This is the meat and potatoes of this actual tracker. And if you have seen my wellness and fitness videos, and this may look familiar to you because it's a lot of the things that I actually track. So hours slept, how I'm feeling. They have 2 little pills here for you to check off. Like if you do pills in the AM and PM, you can check them off after you do it. Or if there's 2 medications you take, what have you. And then those are your 8 glasses of water to track. And then of course your little section to write whatever you want. And then here are your habit trackers. So you have room for what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, for 7 habit trackers. And then you have room for 7 symptom trackers. So like here, if you are definitely want to track headaches, you might want to do headaches, then migraines, because they're definitely 2 different things. Upset stomach, bloating, stuff like that. And then it may be empty, which is great. If it ends up being empty for that week, if it ends up being empty because you didn't have any symptoms, that's great. If it ends up being empty because like me, you forget to track it, that might not be good. But this is amazing. Like this is awesome. I do like this. And they have a little spot for like some journaling. So you write down like your victories and then some random notes that you want to take for the day. So this seems to be the general layout for the month. So you don't have as much space to write in for each day. So you can utilize the monthly calendar for something as well. So you could track something here and then track something else here. So like for me right now, the 2 things I think I would have trouble fitting both into here is the actual workout I'm doing. I do like to track my weight sizes and stuff like that. Like if I do 10 pounds for biceps, I like to track that in here. And I also like to track what I'm actually eating because it comes back down to symptoms. I need to monitor what I'm eating because sometimes my symptoms do not show up until like a day or two later. So yeah, I feel like in this planner, if you do want to track multiple things, you probably are going to have to utilize your monthly calendar to track one of those because there isn't as much room just because it's 1 week per page. All right, so then, so let's see. Let's count the weeks. There should be 5, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, obviously, that's why there's a note page here. So 5 weeks, 1 notes page, and then it's the same thing that was before January. Instead of year in review, you have the month in review. So you have that. And this one, if you were tracking that, now you can fill that in. So the same thing. Okay, so the currently prompts are the same. So everything is pretty much the same. Let's make sure this month's... Oh, these are different. Wait a minute. Oh, no. Okay, so they did not have this month's focus on this one, but then they add it for February. Interesting. Okay, so they didn't have it for January, maybe because we were doing all of these things, or maybe maybe this is where you're initially starting. It says, now that you set your baseline numbers, each month you will follow a system of goal setting and reflections to help you improve. So maybe that's why you don't have a focus, because the assumption is you're going to be just starting out in January if you start this in January. So then you won't really have a focus. You'll just be kind of figuring out where your focus needs to be. So then there we go. Yeah. So the subsequent months are all the same. Let's flip to December. All right, so here's the last week. Ooh. Okay, so they do not have a month in review for December. Instead, they have a year in review. So you could always use the notes page for a month in review. I'm assuming that they realistically know that when you get to the end of the year, you're so like gung-ho to like new year, new me, that you probably are more or less doing a year in review at the end of December than a month in review. So like I said, if that is something that you want to do, then you might just need to save one of these like little note pages to do your monthly review. Because by this point, you would have a good idea of what the monthly reviews have in it. So you can just do that on the notes page. And then it looks like we get coloring sheets. How cool is that? I'm trying to see if they're the same paper quality. Yeah, they feel the same. All right, and then we have stickers. So Refill RX, self-care, and then these are just a whole bunch of just like little quotes and like encouraging words to put in your little tracker. I know that it's a little shiny, so it's probably hard to see, so just trust me, they're cute. Then you have these little fire bullet points. I'm not sure what you would use those for. I guess you can use them for whatever you want. You just have to determine what that fire is going to indicate. Then you have your little time flags and then other like little bullet points for like shots, medical, doctor, things like that, and then appointments. And then a folder. So there we go. And I've already got washi. I need to clean out this desk. So there we go. I really, really like this. This is definitely something that I could see myself using again when I'm on the go. Using some of this stuff to come back and put it in my daily planner. I don't know that there's enough room for me to put everything that I actually track on a daily basis, but I am unusual. So for most people, this is probably enough. Especially if you were trying to like pay more attention to certain things, it would probably be way more than enough. But if you're trying to track your fitness, your wellness, and everything in between, it might not be enough room, but I do think this is an excellent planner. I haven't seen anything that comes as close to like all of this stuff, especially at the beginning, that is so helpful when you're trying to track your wellness, especially if you do have any type of chronic illnesses or just generalized pain or anything like that. So there we go, guys. Yeah, I felt like I really needed to go into these especially this one, a little bit more in depth because, like I said, this is something I hadn't seen before. So I'm assuming that a lot of people hadn't seen it. So I definitely wanted to give it time and attention and go through each of those. So there we go. Those are my products from Bloom Planners. I will have everything linked down in the description as far as the titles of these and everything like that. I'm not sure if I have a discount code for them or not. If I do, I will let you guys know that as well. But yeah, let me know what you think. Let me know if you have purchased from Bloom Planners before. I don't know that they're in stores or anything. I'm not sure, but let me know if you've made a purchase from them before, because like I said, I mean, they had a lot of cool stuff. A lot of things that I'm like, this could be super helpful. So yeah, I was very, very impressed by all the different types of things that they offer. And I'm really, really impressed with my hands on this stuff. And you guys know from some of the reviews that I have done in the past, I am honest. I'm honest with my opinions. My opinions may differ from yours. So, I am honest with my reviews. Even though I didn't pay for the products, I still want to let you guys know honestly what I think of these. And I really, really like these. Both of these, however, I do think I'm going to be using these as supplements to what I currently use. So I don't think they like can really feel like, I feel like I can't really find the planner piece by it having everything and me not having to make edits. But I think that this is pretty darn close to what I would need, especially if I was only doing wellness tracking. This would probably be perfect for that. So yeah, thank you so much for watching this video. And if you enjoyed it, please press that like button. And if you haven't subscribed, I hope you would consider subscribing. All right, guys, I hope you have a good rest of your day, evening, or night. Until next time, bye.